Alright, so I got my practice and exercise out of the way. I decided to go ahead and throw another video up here. This video is just going to be showing me trying to improve on some of the songs that I've been working on learning. If you've seen any of my other videos and stuff, you've seen me, what I can do on these songs currently. And songs like Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd and I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett, I've got those down pretty good. Doesn't mean I don't need to continue practicing them. I do, just to keep improve upon what I've got there and keep it in memory. Yeah. Here's a song though that oops. I think I showed you before and stuff. I've currently started learning how to play it. I don't have it memorized yet. I've gotten better at it, as I've showed you before and stuff, but still needs a lot of work and stuff so I can get the entire song memorized. This is going back to the tablature. I know my previous video and stuff was talking about learning the notes and stuff, and I am working on that. Whether I show it to you or not, I am working on that. Working on trying to get chords, notes memorized by ear so I have it in memory. So let me fix this real quick here. I'll show you what I'm doing, just so you're not just looking at me. You see what I'm actually working on here. First thing I want to do, I don't really need this zoomed in, but I do it to focus the screen on what I am currently working on. I also pause that advertisement. This right here, by the way, if you're not familiar with it, is Ultimate Guitar's website. It is a tablature for the song right here, I Hate Myself for Loving You, Joan Jett. Like I said, I've demonstrated this in another video before. The current guitar I'm using is a Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray 6-string guitar. I have another guitar and stuff, but my fingers have gotten calluses on them, so I'm able to start using this guitar again. It is a little bit different size. This one, since it has a bigger body on it, makes the guitar actually longer. Does it make it sound any different? Well, yeah, it does. It's got different pickups on it and stuff when I'm hooked up to an amp. I also think the cutting inside the body here and stuff is different, but this is the first guitar I started with, so. But anyways, also it does have a different style fretboard on it. I believe this is, what do they call it? Rosewood? I think, I can't remember. Anyways. But this is simply what I do to try to continuously improve. So I'm trying to build memory. Not only a strumming pattern memory, but also where my fingers should be, the sound of the song, the sound of the chords that I play, the sound of the notes. And the hardest part of this is not so much getting this part. This part and stuff I've worked on quite a bit. So I haven't tried this song at all yet today, so yes, I'm going to be a little off on it, but also, if you notice when I do that slide right there, so this slide that I'm referring to is specifically this section right here. Going from 9-9-7 to 12-12-10. So it's a slide, which is what the slash indicates. Take your fingers from the current position of 9-9-7 on the A, D, G string and slide them up to the 12-12-10. So it goes from this position to this position. Now, when you are playing guitar and you're not looking at your hands, how do you know you're in a spot? You don't. After a while, the feel of it gets familiar. So going from this position to this position, the feel gets familiar. How far you have to slide, what it sounds like, and all that sort of stuff. So again, that's just another memory thing you got to work on. So when you come down here, you slide, and that should ring out. You should continue hearing it. If you don't continue hearing it and stuff, even with that, no amp hooked up, if you don't continue hearing it, then you are not keeping enough pressure on the strings that you're currently playing. To indicate what strings I'm currently playing, like it shows up there, 997. So pinky on the G string, 9th fret. Ring finger is on the D string, 9th fret, and my first finger is on the A string, 7th fret. My middle finger and stuff, there's a few things you can do with the middle finger. And no bad thoughts on it either. So you can lay your middle finger across here to mute that E string. You can leave it up like what I normally do. I'm sure there's a couple other ideas you guys can come up with and stuff. I'm not going to give you any more, but pretty much since I do on this particular song all down strumming, I don't tend to necessarily need to mute the E string, so I'm not going to hit it. Now, if you have an issue with coming down and not hitting, there is a way to stop that. Your pinky finger right there, this one right here, if you take it and bend it over just a little bit to where it's touching that string, you can mute that one. And in the back of my first finger right here, it's actually up against that high E string to where you won't hear it. Kind of a tip right there. So take your finger and stuff and keep it up against there. So when you're making this shape and stuff, the back of your hand right here is actually touching that high E string to where you don't hear it. And the pinky again is just touching the B string right there, so you don't hear either one of them. Now the amp won't pick that up. You can hear a little bit right here, but the amp won't pick it up. Now here's the trick. Play 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth one, which is a slight pause there, and then slide down basically to where you're 12, 12, and 10. But you got to keep it ringing. And then you also are trying not to hit these strings, which you don't have to worry about so much about these strings until you come back up into this position right here. So there was somebody that showed me, not showed me really, a video I watched of a guy saying, well, how do you get those shapes and how do you keep those shapes in memory? I mean, in this case, this stuff is pretty simple. Using the same 3 strings. Got some cat hair on me. Darn cats. Yeah, got cats in the house. And if you don't hear it ring when you're sliding down, but how do you keep these shapes? What if we're trying to do a different song? Okay, this one right here is pretty simple. Like I said, I just need to get it in memory. Playing and you've heard that part of me playing that song before and stuff, and then when we jump down to this right here, and I'm still working on getting all this in memory. Oops, not twice. So that may be a little bit of a jump. I know I struggled with it at first. Notice that when I'm doing this, my first and middle finger and stuff are in the same spot. I don't really change them too much. I'm keeping the same shape with my hand through that. So if your fingers go to this spot right here, which you do end up playing that in this song, why not just adjust the angle of it and lean the hand down. And then all you got to do is just bring your hand down once you do that. I'm not changing the shape of my hand at all when I play this song. That's a trick I had to figure out and stuff in order to get to where I could play some of this music. I'm not changing the shape of my hand at all. The shape of my hand is still the same to be able to play this 9-9-7 right here. And when I come up here to play this and stuff, yeah, I can lay my pinky on that first one right there. And then I just kind of shift my hand back and forth. And I can't really do it right there because I'm going to end up muting that string. So yes, I got to change it a little bit. But if you can keep the shape as close to the same, wherever you started and stuff, it makes it really easy to transition back into it. Now, let me change songs here real quick. I'll pull up a song and stuff where you can't keep the same shape in your fingers all the time, like you can in this song, which I am working on getting better at too. So what about this song right here, where you got all these right here? All these chords right here. I've showed you this song before too. It's a song that I'm working on trying to learn. All these and stuff is up here. You want to get any good at being able to play this right here. This is what I am currently doing to work on it. So, something simple to remember in this song. Okay, you got your strumming pattern, you got your tempo, you got your chords that you're going to use. Okay. Now, so far, for the most part and stuff, I'm only using the A minor, the F, the D minor, and the G. I'm not using the C or the F major 7 yet. Okay? For the most part of the song, if you look and stuff, A minor, F, D minor, G. That's for the intro. And then it goes to A minor, F, G. And then verse 1 is the same as the intro right there. A minor, F, D minor, G. And then switch it to where the only thing you're doing is leaving out the D minor. So you go A minor, F, G. Now I'm going to keep this video going and stuff until I pretty much get tired and I need a break. This is kind of demonstrating how long I might end up sitting here some days and stuff, sitting here working on learning how to play this stuff. Other days are different. It just depends on how quick I get tired. But if you think about this, when you are sitting there playing with a band, you kind of need your endurance or your energy level to stay up high enough. So you have drinks or snacks or whatnot, but you need to stay up high enough and stuff to where if you're going to play with a band, whether it be in a garage or whatever and stuff, you need your energy levels to stay up high enough so you guys can continue to practice and stuff until you guys get this right. It doesn't have to be all on the same day. It doesn't have to be all in the same hour. But then if you think about it again, when you guys decide to go out and do bands out for the public, how long are you going to be standing there doing the same thing and stuff throughout the night? The places I go to listen to bands and stuff, they normally play from about 8 p.m. my time till about 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. That's 4 to 5 hours. They do take breaks. Normally they take breaks about every hour, hour and a half or whatever and stuff, but they do take breaks. But playing, I mean, just one song after another, after another, after another for a full hour. So your finger shapes and stuff, you really don't have time to sit there and stretch your hands out so much. So get used to these shapes and stuff. And if arthritis and stuff, I know I'm probably getting close to the age of arthritis, but I don't have it yet. Thank goodness. But yes, keeping these shapes and stuff. So it's kind of repetitive throughout this song. The only two chords we don't have yet is this C and this F major 7. Scroll down, scroll down, and scroll down and stuff. There's the first time we're seeing it right there. Okay, so that's halfway through the song, if not more. Actually, it's a little more than halfway through the song. That's the first time we're seeing it. Now the C we're seeing right here. Other than that and stuff, there's one right there and stuff, but the C's not that difficult of a chord. But if you want to go through and practice this, just try this first part right here. Just this first part. The intro. A minor, F, D, G. A minor, F, G. The only thing missing out of the second part is a D minor. Okay? This is what I am literally doing because that F is a bar chord, and I need to get my fingers used to jumping from whatever chord to the bar chord and back. Or if you're still working on trying just to get to the ones we learned the other day and stuff, an A, D, E, G, C. There's nothing wrong with sitting there doing that on a consistent basis. In this case, we're going from A minor to an F to a D minor to a G. So, like I said, I can't transition fast enough and stuff to make this song sound right on my guitar. The best I can do, this is literally the best I can do. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to continuously practicing what I was practicing before I started my video back up. Oops, wrong chord. Now, you see, I'm not transitioning fast enough and stuff for this song to sound right. Again, this is this particular song, if you're not familiar with it yet, Mr. Jones. I normally called it Mr. Jones and Me, but yeah, Mr. Jones by the Counting Crows. So if you're not sure what the song's supposed to actually really sound like, pull it up on YouTube, listen to it, and then come back to this right here and continue working on it. My exercise right now for this song is simply a consistent, steady pace of just this right here, trying to get my fingers used to these shapes. I was watching another video and stuff, and somebody was struggling with this C chord right here. Yes, that C chord is very difficult to get to, especially when you're just doing A, D, C, E, and G. So, you know those 5 from the videos I've been showing before and stuff, so get you out a pen and paper and stuff, and randomly write down the letters. And then just practice going through that in sequence. A, G, C, E, D, or whatever. And so just continuously going through just the same way I'm doing. A minor, F, D minor, G. A minor, G, or F, and then G. Now, if you notice right there, I can kind of cheat a little bit. Going from the F to the D, I don't need to move my middle finger. If you can take a cheat or a shortcut like that and stuff in any part of any song and stuff, you're not going to be able to tell the difference from lifting up your fingers and repositioning them to just keeping that one string sat there and replacing the other fingers. So again. And I may not get the sequence right every time and stuff. That's why I'm consistently doing this over and over. I had the same problems when I was sitting there trying to learn how to play the Wish You Were Here song from Pink Floyd. Because the sequence in that was... And this is how I got better at being able to play the C chord right there. Just playing Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Now, the difference between this song and that song is Pink Floyd has the G chord that they play and stuff. It does have it set up this way. You're using 4 fingers to play the G. Great thing about it is and stuff is you can go from the C and cheat. And all you gotta do is move your ring finger. And normally I'm not transitioning through those chords that fast in that song and stuff. Normally there's a little bit of strumming involved and stuff, so you have a little bit of time to think about the next chord. But in this song right here and stuff, if I can get through, and like I said, this bar chord is the hardest one, where all my fingers need to go. And see, I may spend 15 minutes to a half hour just sitting there doing this over and over and stuff. Stand up, take a break, stretch my back, whatnot, stretch my hands out, whatever, and come back to it and stuff and do it again for another 15 minutes to a half hour. And then take another break from it, stretch and all that sort of stuff. And after doing that 3 or 4 times for a day and stuff, I may come back to it tomorrow and stuff and just be able to play this with no problem. Just because I'm just working the hands, getting them used to these shapes. Although, and then again, that stuff I can come back to it and not have any progress on it whatsoever. It does happen. So then I spend another day doing the same consistent routine over and over. And if you need a break from something like this, and I tend to need a break myself sometimes. I don't know if you're familiar with that right there or not and stuff. It's one of the exercises I've showed you in one of the first videos I did. So we got the... And you got the... All we're doing is just hit the notes. Now I've showed you these notes before and stuff many times, but just in case you're not familiar with it or you don't want to go back through and look through those videos again to try to find these notes that I'm sitting here playing. Find it, notes on a guitar. There it is right there. Tab, enter. Didn't bring up what I was looking for off the bat. But there they are right there. See all images real quick. Let's see here if we can find it. Now this one right here and stuff, this first one right here, it has all the notes. We don't need all the notes. We need the simpler one that I found the other day. Because we're just trying to learn the notes and play them in the proper positions. I'm struggling to find it today. Let's see if we change this up here a little bit. If it shows us. Here, this one. This will work just fine. It's not color coded like the other one was. It's not as big either, but there it is. So the first set of ones, that's E standard tuning. This is just starting with the first 4 frets, okay? The only one we're going to ignore is this B right here. We're not going to play that B. The reason we're not playing this B right here is because we're playing this B. So we're just basically going straight through the alphabet and then repeat. E, F, G, and then start all over with A, B, C, D. If we played this one right here, we'd end up playing B. We would end up playing the B twice. So it'd be B, B, and then C. And we're not doing that. Trying to get a nice sound in our ear. And then, like I said, I shift down. So I am skipping all these right here notes and these 3 right here, and jumping down and putting my pinky down here where these notes are, and my first finger will go across these. Now I'll have to shift a little bit and stuff because I got the F right here that I need to play. Otherwise we'd end up skipping from the E to the G. We're trying to go in sequence, so we need to add this F in there. I haven't really gone too much farther past that and stuff, but yeah, if your fingers are getting tired of doing this, and yes, I've been working on this for probably close to most of the week, trying to get this song down. And it may take me 2 more weeks before I get it down. That's fine. That's part of the learning process. That's why we pick up our guitar every day. But going from that to, okay, so we're tired of doing that. When you stretch your hands out a little bit, try something different. Especially since we want to be able to do solos and shred or whatever else we want to be able to do. And I imagine, I'm not extremely quick with that. Some of the rest of you may not be either. Some of you may be and stuff. If you want to move on to the next part and stuff and exercise your hands in a different way, start with your first finger on the 5th fret. In this section right here, we got the same sequence. Well, in this right here and stuff, we got a note in every one, so our first finger is always going to be pretty much close to this right here. What's going to change is right here, G, A, there is no B below. There is down there if you want to stretch your finger that far. But I've gotten used to sliding my hand up and coming back to this B up here, C, D, and then sliding back down to continue, kind of like this. And you can continue going down that way and stuff like that, but I haven't really gone much farther past that. This is a bit more of a struggle to do right here, because you have to include some of these notes up here in order to get the sequence down proper. But I think it is time I go and take a short break real quick. I need to stretch my body out a little bit. So if I end up breaking up another video and stuff, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm working on progressing through songs that I that I have started learning how to play and stuff. And yes, it does take a little bit. It's not I practice it today and I play it tomorrow and I perfect it the next day. I have a list of songs here and stuff. If I get tired of one of them for a little bit and stuff, I'll move on to the next one. I do not want to get discouraged, and I highly recommend you don't get discouraged. Example of something that I decided to recently go back to. And if you notice, this is almost a sequence of, well, no, it's not. I'll leave that out of it. But anyways, so yes, that's Pretty Woman right there. I don't remember who plays it or whatnot, but that's just the kind of the beginning of it and stuff. It's an easy song to play as well and stuff, just like Wild Thing is. Let's see, I still haven't got that part of that song down, but I can play kind of the rest of it and stuff. Now, yeah, that's a song I did pick up pretty quick. That's why I said it's kind of a fairly easy song to play. I did manage to pick that one up kind of quick. That's why I more use it as a exercise practice song. But getting a bar chord off of the Mr. Jones and Me, or there's another song and stuff that I decided to take a look at today. I don't even have it on my list yet. And it's got a couple of things and stuff that I can't get my fingers into the shape of doing yet, but we'll get into more of that later on. For now, I'm going to take me a break.